It's time for the Mind, Body, and Soul segment. So here we go. As we grow and evolve in life, we come to the realization that less is more. Consider what you have a blessing. You know, when you talk about less is more, a lot of people look at that and be like, well, you know, I don't have a lot. But what we realize is that, you know, as we evolve, as we grow in life, as I mentioned, you know, we want to prosper. We want our wealth to be at a certain level where we can be, so we call, comfortable. So what we do is we go out, we work hard to reap the benefits of our labor, the fruits of our labor. But in that time, what we do is we grow, and you know, when you first get that first job, you're making about $30,000. You're like, man, now I want 40,000. Start making 40,000, then you want 50,000. Then you make 50,000, then you want 60,000. And it goes on and on and on until you feel monetarily that you're satisfied. But here's where it gets kind of muddy, because, you know, when you think back to the times when you really didn't have a lot and you was eating them ramen noodles, on a good payday, you was able to go get some eggs or some hot dogs, chop it up in them ramen noodles. Every once in a while, get some cheese and put in there. Yeah, everybody been there. Don't act like I'm the only one. But when you was going through those things and you was during that time where you thought you was struggling, you had what you needed. You had sustenance. You had a roof over your head. You had a job to go to. But you were always looking for more. Now, that's not a bad thing, because we should always strive to become better, no matter in what aspect you may think. But sometimes when we strive to become better in a monetary situation, or for our wealth to put us in a comfortable situation, when we get to that point that we've already set a goal for, we're looking for more. But what we realize is the more we make, the unhappier we become. See, sometimes the more money you make, the less happy you become. Now, that may not cover everybody, but I'm gonna give you examples on what I'm talking about. You have some folks that will make $200,000, $300,000, have big homes, nice cars, a job they go to every day that they probably don't like. But it's the money that keeps them going back for more and more and more, because they've gotten to a point where they have to live with more because they can't go back to less. The reason they can't go back to less is because they forgot what less was. Because at the time that they had less was good. Now that they have more, they can't see going backwards. Now, I'm not saying that you should give up everything and go back to just living a lifestyle that like you never had anything, or that you weren't able to get things. What I'm telling you is, as you go through life and you realize all these things you've accumulated over time, with the more money that you've gained, the more things you've been able to buy, the more wealth that you've been able to accomplish. With those things comes responsibility that you've probably never thought about. You know, we always hear that phrase, too much is given, much is required. Some follow, some don't. But when you were struggling and you were trying to get to a certain point where you could live comfortably, think about the switch that went off on your head and said, I'm not comfortable here. Now I want to get here. What caused that switch to turn on? If you took the survey, if people were being honest with themselves, they would tell you honestly that the reason the flip of the switch happened was because somebody in their circle, somebody that they dealt with, somebody that they know had just went to another level. No, now I got to go to another level because that person went to another level. We tend to overlook the blessings that we have because we always try to measure them up to the blessings someone else may seem to have. Listen what I said, what they may seem to have. Because even though they may have more than you, do you truly, and do they truly, look at what they have as a blessing? Sometimes in life you have to step back and look at things and ask yourself and evaluate where you've been in your life, the struggles you've dealt with in your life, what you've been able to accomplish in your life, and then look at where you're at now and what you've accomplished in your life. Look at what you own, where you may sit, how big your house may be. And when you really evaluate it, you have to ask yourself, do people see me for what I have or who I've become? Sometime in life, you will realize when that point hits you, the less you had, the more of a person you were. We're going to go to our music. Thank You, Jesus is our gospel song of the day. We'll be back with Speak On It in a minute.